One dark and stormy night, 3 podcast hosts decided to record an extra special episode. And what they discovered was something very chilling. That at the core of themselves is where true horror resides. I'm your host Connor, and this is Quality Content. And now, introducing our hosts.
I'm Morgan.
Wow. Okay.
That just really
I'm Xavier.
Oh my god.
Nice to meet you guys.
We had like a whole thing planned too, is the worst part.
You know,
I
didn't know we were recording with a ghost this episode.
I'm Connor.
Alright, let's run it from the top. I'll try another scary voice, okay?
I'm Xavier, blah blah blah.
And now introducing our hosts.
I'm Morgan.
Hi, I'm Xavier.
That
Just
was
a
actually
normal
somehow
better?
guy.
No, that was worse. Just say something.
Alright, one more time.
You know, I think we should just keep it.
No, I think we should keep it.
We'll just keep it.
Let's run with it.
Let's just keep going.
Just keep it going.
Oh well.
This is our special spooky episode.
Are you guys scared yet?
Probably.
Ooh, he got you with that jump scare.
Oh, Halloween.
Oh my
It's a
gosh.
special time of year
It's
for
one of my
everyone.
favorite holidays.
Possibly the best holiday?
Well, I
It
feel
is-
bad saying this, it's better than Christmas.
Why do you
Okay,
feel
no.
bad?
Why do you feel?
Christmas is like a religious holiday and everything
so
like
is
that.
Halloween for the Wiccans.
Yeah.
Oh god. It's Day of the Dead, right?
They?
Day of the Dead. What?
Day-
No,
What?
that's Cinco
That
de
Morgan.
Mayo.
That is Cinco de Mayo.
Oh my god, I just said that
You
while we were
single-handedly. Yeah, that's going in the final cut.
Ooh.
Oh man. No,
Man.
Halloween is my third favorite holiday.
Your third
What's
favorite
your
holiday?
second?
My favorite holiday, Christmas. My second, actually no, it's my second favorite holiday. It's my second favorite holiday. Never mind. I like flip flop between it and Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Thanks. What?
I like Thanksgiving
Why?
because you get to eat a lot of food.
Alright, my
That's
favorite
What
holidays:
a lame excuse.
Christmas,
Yeah.
Halloween,
Halloween's a good one.
and then Thanksgiving. That's
I mean, those are
You guys are basic, all right? Halloween. Let me tell you why Halloween's the best holiday. All right. 1, the weather. Not too hot, not too cold. Falls in fall, which is also the best season. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Scary
spring.
movies. Best type of movies. If you can get scared, or you can like cuddle up with your loved one. Great for both.
I
people.
got pretty spooked at the movie last night that we
Third,
watched.
costumes. Everybody loves costumes.
I love
Everyone
costumes.
loves dressing up. You could be whatever you want to be on Halloween. You could be free. Do whatever you want. 4th, candy. And don't say, oh, you're too old for candy, because no, you're not. You can have candy whenever you want. And what also a side effect of Halloween is the day after Halloween, half off candy, which means even more candy.
I
Boom.
want to make an argument right now for a holiday that you could argue is pretty similar, minus the dressing up, but is scarier.
What is that?
Easter. Easter, okay, think about it, okay? Spring, not too hot, not too cold. My favorite season, okay? Candy. Easter egg hunts. That's what I'm replacing dressing up with. But here's the kicker, okay? This is why Easter is scarier than Halloween, okay? You have like an unnaturally large rabbit running around, and I think it's bloodthirsty.
Have you seen pictures of the old Easter?
Yeah, the
bunny?
old Easter bunny is distressing, a distressing sight.
It's so creepy. It looks like something out of like a Halloween movie. It's so bad.
Also, with Easter, a lot of times you have to dress up in like your Sunday best, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to dress up in my Sunday best. I want to dress up as Spider-Man and run around the city, alright? That's what I want to do.
Sunday best? I thought it was Sunday best. Or
I
is Sunday best like a set like a?
Sunday best means like you wear like
The old Easter
what you would
bunnies
wear to church.
were horrifying.
Yeah, people didn't know how to do costumes.
Yeah,
back in
this
the
is
day.
the thing, okay? Like, Oh man, old Easter bunnies are creepy.
They just
And like they literally look like they belong to like the Purge, okay? And like they look like you could if you dressed up as that for Halloween, I would not be surprised. It's scary.
they just took whatever they could and they were
So-
just like, let's go for it.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask a question. What have you guys gone as for Halloween, like in the past? Because I love costumes and I love hearing what people have gone as and like what people think of. It's freaking crazy what people like think of to go as. Mine are like always pretty basic.
Okay.
Like they're never like I always go as a greaser. It's like just like a backup. It's so easy. All I do is put on a white shirt and like roll up the sleeves and like slick my hair back. It's like so easy.
Wait, you mean a white shirt?
Yeah, that's what I said. White shirt.
Oh.
For me, for a long time, I went as Scooby-Doo. I had like this whole
Oh,
like full-body
sexy.
Scooby-Doo suit, but it was like way too big for me as a kid. But I just grew into it, so I could keep going as Scooby-Doo, and everybody loves Scooby-Doo.
Was it
so
like
I
a
was
onesie?
Yeah,
See,
that's great.
here's my thing with like onesies and those types of costumes. I like costumes that are like realistic. Like if you're
Do you want me to put dog skin on me, Morgan? I'm sorry.
Yeah, what do you want from him?
This is-
I'm trying to be a cartoon dog.
I'm
all
not
right?
Throw the
saying-
bill over here.
Ruh-roh Raggy. All right.
Here's my thing. If I can't go as a real like a SpongeBob, like the SpongeBob thing, I love
I went
just
as SpongeBob. You're not giving them any context. I went as SpongeBob one year, and now Morgan's trying to make the claim that he likes realistic costumes because he went as Jimmy fucking Neutron.
Yeah, but Jimmy Neutron is a boy and he wears a T-shirt and it's realistic.
No, Morgan.
Have you
Jimmy
seen
Neutron has a robot dog.
Have you seen
it was
his
a
head?
television program.
Have you seen his head?
Okay, it's you can still make it.
He
look
went to space.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
I
You
went
guys-
as Timmy Turner.
No.
Believable. That's realistic. You're
Did
like
you see
you
the
can be
size
a
of his
boy.
head?
Yeah.
Did you see his teeth?
Your head's pretty big. I mean,
I can't please him. I swear, like.
you're trying to.
Hey, Xavier's going as Spider-Man this year. That's not
Yeah.
realistic enough.
That is
for you?
realistic.
How
You guys don't.
How is that
I'm not
realistic?
saying like real people. I'm just saying that you can make the costumes like.
Okay,
believable.
how do you make SpongeBob believable?
You don't. You don't.
I
They
wore
just
a
don't go
SpongeBob
as-
costume.
Or you just don't go as the square thing. You can wear like yellow T-shirt and the shorts and stuff. Like
Well, I feel like that's like not enough effort.
he doesn't wear a yellow T-shirt. He's wearing like a
That's his
like a
skin.
collared
I'm
shirt.
saying,
You dummy.
you could wear a yellow.
I'd have to paint my skin yellow.
I'm done talking to you fools. You guys don't. You
guys-
guys.
Morgan doesn't have any
Open your
imagination.
mind.
Morgan's like that guy that's like,
Open your mind.
you're the one being a Halloween gatekeeper.
All right, you're the one. You were like, oh, I went as a greaser. Now you're just trying to say you have the best.
Oh yeah,
costume.
I went as a
No.
greaser, so I'm really good at dressing up.
No.
Fact, Morgan. Okay, one time I went as a knight for Halloween.
Believable.
Okay, I went as SpongeBob. I went as Burt Macklin. One year. Who else did I go
Bert,
as?
what?
Burt Macklin, FBI, from Parks and Rec.
What type of scary movies do you guys like?
We're not even gonna acknowledge that terrible costume idea.
That is an amazing costume if you watch Parks and Rec. You just don't like anything. We're moving on.
I like a lot of things.
Okay, so my favorite type of Halloween movie, definitely the scary ones. No, I'm just messing with you. I think the ones that spook me the most are like the realistic ones.
But like, so there's like different types of like horror movies and things like that, and I'm gonna read off a couple of them, right?
Yes.
So you have like your paranormal, that's like ghosts and like spirits and demons and
Like
stuff like that.
Paranormal Activity.
Yes.
Is that a paranormal? Okay.
Yes,
Just make sure.
yes. Paranormal Activity is a paranormal horror movie.
Okay.
Then you have like the monster movie where you got zombies, vampires, werewolves, things like that. Then you have like the killer where like slashers and wrong turn, stuff like that. Please put your hand down,
I have
Morgan.
a question, sir.
Save your questions
save
for
it
the
for
end.
after.
Thank you. I'm trying to do a presentation. All right.
Sorry.
Then you have the psychological horror movies like that mess with phobias and madness. Put your hand down.
Sorry, sir.
Then you have gore, which is like torture and things like that.
Those
All
are
right,
just
now
weird.
Morgan, please ask me your question.
So would Monster House be a monster movie, or would it?
That's
would
it.
it be something else?
Oh my god.
Okay, wait. If you technically, this is a spoiler for Monster House. The
20
house is taken over by the spirit of the dude's dead wife, so it would be a mix of monster and paranormal. Thank you very much.
So
Any other questions, Morgan?
I want to get some meaningful discussion going because Morgan's just being a goof right now. Okay, I really like the killer slasher movies. Those ones always kind of feel like very like scary to me. I like monster movies.
What's your favorite slasher movie?
Probably the original Halloween, like the
Yeah?
original one.
That's
It's
like
so
the
freaking good.
one of the best Halloween movies.
It's so
ever.
good. It's so scary, and it's one of those movies where like a lot of like the old horror movies they don't hold up because of just like the like advancements in like like CGI and like prosthetics and stuff. This one, it holds up so well. It is so good. Like, it's not like it doesn't do anything like. It's not flashy, but that's what makes it scary. It's just like the idea of just like it's just a crazy guy with a knife just following you around a neighborhood trying to kill you. Like that's just horrifying to me.
One of my favorites, and I think this would be a slasher one, is Freddy Krueger, the Freddy Krueger movies, Nightmare on Elm Street.
I think that is
It's pretty slasher. I mean, he kills people, but he's got like a
slasher.
But the thing that got me with Freddy was you could never get away. Like, even in your sleep, like, you could never sleep. He could just kill you in his, like,
They
while you're
killed
sleeping.
him at the end.
I know, but
In Dream Warriors.
several movies later.
Yeah, he always comes back. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
he always comes
They
back.
always come back.
Yeah. Let me think.
I hated those.
What was another one? You guys know what was overrated? Paranormal Activity. I remember when that came out, everyone was like, "It's the scariest movie ever."
Oh my
That
gosh.
movie was like literally like a girl's hair moves, and everyone was like, "Whoa!"
I remember
I
like
hate
they would
those.
always have like commercials on it for TV, and it'll be like recording the audience, and like the whole entire audience jumps. I'm like, this is the fakest thing.
Yeah. I don't
like
like
scary.
the one camera, like, I don't know what you...
Found
The found
footage.
footage?
Yeah, I hate the found footage.
Blair Witch Project. That
Never
one's
saw
not
it.
bad, but it's not amazing.
You've never seen
No.
that one's really
The
good.
Paranormal Activity movie... I'm trying to... Have you guys seen...
I watched one really good found footage horror movie. It was I don't remember what it was called. But
Project
It was
X.
no, it was
Contagion?
maybe is it in Spanish?
No.
I watched one. It's in Spanish. It was like from Spain. It was like about like zombies, but like they had quarantined these people. It was like they quarantined them in like this like really like tight spaced hotel.
It was... Oh! I know what you're
And they
talking
didn't know
about.
what was happening, and they didn't tell the people. They basically just left them to die.
Yeah,
They're like,
and
these
they...
people are gonna die, and
Slow-
they left them in there, and like it's like throughout the movie, it's like people keep getting infected and turning into zombies, so they're trying to escape. But it's like as they move up the tower, like trying to escape, it's like things are getting like tighter and tighter spaced, and it's like less and less space to operate. But the thing was, they didn't tell them was that patient zero was at the top. So
I know what you're talking about. It was like the CDC trapped him in there.
Yeah.
And like they...
it was really scary. It was really scary.
And it was like one by one. It was like somebody turned.
Yeah.
Then they kill somebody, and they were... that was a wild movie.
I need to find out what that's called.
Oh, gosh.
What's your Xavier? Name one of yours. What are your
I really
faves?
like the whole paranormal stuff. I love when they have to deal, not so much about ghosts, but when it comes to like demons and spirits. I love that. I eat that stuff up, man, because it's just like, I don't know. There's something about it, but also I think mainly because growing up in the church, there was like they put that fear in you when you're a little kid, and so like that makes it even scarier because you're just like, oh, demons are real, and it's like they will. If you cannot mess with this stuff, it will.
It's got
get
that
you.
real factor.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, this is like really far-fetched, but
There's something
like-
about it.
it's probably not that
There it is.
far-fetched.
I found it. It's called Wreck. It's called Wreck.
Oh, yeah.
For like record.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking wild movie. Wild movie.
Yeah.
But we made Morgan watch.
Hey, I watched it too.
I made Morgan and Connor watch Hereditary last
Oh
night.
man,
Against
Hereditary.
my will.
They
I don't want
were
to talk
so
about it. I don't want to talk about it.
scared.
It was so scary.
They were so scared and just disturbed the whole time.
So-
Such a good movie.
If you listen to our like earlier episodes, we talked about how uncomfortable Joker was at times. Like
This is
Joker,
worse than Joker. This is so much
this
worse than Joker.
movie put Joker to shame. Like
You guys, I mean, here's the thing. You guys are so like, for one, there's two entirely different movies.
Yeah,
like,
I
two
know,
different genres, and also you guys are late. You guys are so
I
late
know,
to this movie.
I know.
I know.
Midsummer's next, guys. Right?
Oh gosh, you're still late on that.
But
one.
here's the
Have
thing.
you seen it?
Yes, I've already seen
I heard
it.
it wasn't as good.
It's not as good, but it's still good. I enjoyed it. It's good for like. It's another thing. The cinematography for that one is just like.
I'm really scared of horror movies.
I feel like you guys would be freaked out by Midsummer.
Probably.
I think Morgan would be more. Morgan gets more freaked out with horror movies than I do. I think.
Well, Hereditary was just like on another level. Guys.
You said that you wanted to go home
There was.
He was in our apartment.
Listen, guys.
There's nowhere for him to run.
I don't. Like, I like movies. Like, I like watching movies.
He's a mess with cults.
It doesn't matter how good, bad, scary the movie. Like, I'll usually finish it. Like, I'll keep watching. There's never been a time in a movie that I could just could cut it off, go to sleep, never think twice about the movie. This was not one of those times. I could have cut that movie off mid-movie, ate a bowl of Fruit Loops, and went to sleep, and would have never even thought about watching that movie ever again. It was that hard to watch. I just wanted to cut it off.
It was so scary.
The only reason I finished it is because they made me finish it. There was if it was me by myself, I would have cut it off, turn on SportsCenter or something.
You would have like, nope, I'm gonna watch cartoons.
I'm going to bed.
Oh, I always did that as a kid.
Oh,
You'd watch like Freddy vs. Jason, and then you turn on like SpongeBob for like half an episode, and then you go to sleep so you don't go to sleep with that image in your head and have bad dreams.
Yeah.
So I remember one time when I was really young, my dad took me to see the movie I Am Legend in theaters, and I did not know it was a horror movie. Okay, and I was like way too young to see a horror movie in theaters. And so I saw this movie, and I was like terrified for like 2 weeks of like zombies coming, or vampires, whatever they were.
You're too young. You were like in middle school, weren't you?
I don't want to talk about it. It was very.
Shelter.
I was emotionally stunted.
I don't think that was.
I don't think you guys do too well with horror movies. You guys get pretty scared.
I get scared. I get
pretty
scared, but it
easily.
doesn't really like stick with me that much. Like I slept fine last night after I watched Hereditary.
I slept fine.
I slept fine, guys.
Morgan on
Doors
the
locked underneath the covers.
Morgan on the other hand probably was terrified.
Nah, I went to sleep.
Morgan gets scared if we watch Morgan's really hates watching movies like demons and stuff.
Yeah, I'm the same way with Xavier.
But see, I like it. My whole thing is I like scary movies. I like going to see scary movies. I like the feeling of being scared and stuff. Well, but the thing is, a lot of times it's hard for me to get scared by them just because I like them so much. I know like all the tropes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, they're about to do a jump scare. Oh, this is about to happen.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm doing that. I don't do it out loud, but it's just like. But I like to have that feeling of actually getting scared, because if you can break through that for me overanalyzing it and actually get to me, then I'm like, you did a good job.
What was the scariest movie you guys have ever seen in the theater?
I don't know.
I know which one it is for me.
I haven't seen the last.
What's the one for you?
Oh man, I saw it right when it came out. I saw the original Conjuring in theaters.
Oh yeah.
And I did not watch any trailers. I had no idea what it was about. My friend Chris was just like, we have to go see this movie, and I was like, okay. And we got a couple friends, and we went, and I didn't know what to expect. All I knew was a scary movie. I was like, this can't be that scary. That was a lie. It was horrifying. Especially in theaters. It's not as scary now because I've seen it 6 times. But obviously, going into a theater, giant screen, dark room, and we went really late at night, so there wasn't very many people there.
Mm.
And so it was you're sitting in this giant dark room, and just the giant things on this. Ugh. It's the worst.
That's the best way to watch
though.
a scary movie.
It really is. It really is.
You have to be in the theater. But other type of scary movies that I like are cheesy, super old scary movies.
Those ones are just fun to watch.
I
They're
love
hilarious.
those, and they're just you just have a couple drinks and you just watch those and just laugh your night off. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
There's also a lot of really bad scary movies, ones that don't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
And the ending's out of left field, and you're like, the movie was good until that point. Did you guys see Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah.
Cabin in the Woods is
I
a
like
great
that
movie.
movie.
I like the end.
hated. What would the?
That's not a
Spoiler
scary
alert.
movie.
That's not a scary movie. It's a comedy.
That's a comedy.
Yes,
because they actually make fun of.
They're
all
making
the scary
fun of
movies.
scary movies. And
Of
They
all the
didn't do
tropes
it
and stuff.
that good because I didn't know.
Well, more you got confused, or maybe you're just too dumb to realize.
I hated that movie. It was
Why? It was so good.
It was they couldn't get out of the house, and then they left, and then it was they made the gods mad, and then they just
It's
destroyed
supposed to
the
be
world.
they're making fun of the Evil Dead at the beginning, dummy.
Yeah. And Cabin in the Woods, the actual one. Oh man. What are you guys? What are you guys afraid of?
My biggest fear is roller coasters. So
What?
Oh, this is hilarious.
It's
oh
true.
my gosh. Connor one time, he accidentally got on a ride that went upside down, and he screamed and bitched until they
you
removed
were not
him
there.
from the ride.
You were not there. Okay, no. What happened was it was after I graduated high school, and I was.
It was high school.
This is the summer between high school and college, and So you don't get to tell the story. I can tell the story. Okay. So I got spooked. So what happened was I went to like all my friends were like, oh, we're going to, what was it, Carowinds?
Carowinds?
Yeah, Carowinds. And oh no, what's someone near us?
Carowinds.
Yeah, Carowinds.
Oh my God, you don't even know what Carowinds
I'm being
is.
silly. Carowinds, yeah. So I went to Carowinds, okay? And I am so scared of, like, I'm not scared of wooden roller coasters. That's the dumbest part of this fear. It's like, I'm only scared of, like, steel roller coasters that go upside down a bunch. I know what you're going to say. Everyone says the same thing. The wooden ones are worse. I know, okay? But, so I'm like, Connor, it's time for you to face your fear. I'm like, okay. And so, I get on the roller coaster, and, like, I sit down, and I'm like, it's time to face my fear. And, like, it's about to start, and I, like, freak out. I'm like, you gotta get me off the ride! You gotta even, like, wiggling around a lot and stuff. I'm sorry I yelled, but it was, like, that's how I feel intensely about it, okay? It was, like, really bad. They removed me from the ride and everything. I was like...
I've been to one of my friends, too.
Ooh.
We finally talked him in, and the thing, we weren't in high school. We might have been in, like, 5th grade when this happened, but, like, what do they call it when you go down the hill and it, like... It hits your stomach and it like
your
tickles.
Stomach drops.
Your stomach drops. Well, we used to say like it hits your stomach. Like when you go down the hill, it hits your stomach real hard and it like tickles. Well, we would tell our friend that when you hit the first hill, like it's gonna hit your stomach and it's gonna like make you tickle and stuff. And I think the idea of like us saying like it hit your stomach like scared him.
There's lots of tickling.
So we finally talked him into going on like it was the cyclone. It was the cyclone at Carowinds. And I was like, yeah, it goes upside down, but, like, it's only got one loop. It's not that scary.
Oh.
Like, this is the first one I ever rode, like, on my first roller coaster. And he was like, okay, I think I'm going to do it. And he was like, wait, this doesn't, like, hit your stomach, does it? And I was like, yeah, just a little bit. And then he was like, get me off the ride. And, like, it was about to start.
That was like me.
And he was like, I think the ride had already started. Like, they'd hit the button, but we hadn't started to move. Somehow... he was buckled in, strapped in, like, ready to go, and got out. That's how scared this man was. He was so ready to go up the ride. Like, the people who came around to check him, they were like, you're good, and he got out. Lie.
What are you guys...
How well did they really check, though? They kind of just, tap the shoulder.
That's what I'm scared of. They don't even check.
They don't care.
Well, make them check you.
Morgan, what's your fear?
I don't know if this is a fear, but I don't like spiders.
Honestly, I'm there with you.
I hate spiders.
Okay, give me.
I've gotten to a point where I'm like I'll kill a spider and do whatever, and like I'll like leave it alone if it's outside. But if you come inside my place,
you die.
It's over.
Yeah.
Like there's a strict rule. If you're outside, I will leave you alone. But as soon as you go into my home, you are dead.
It's a threat.
There is no if and or but about it. If you break. There's trespassing, all right?
You will die.
There's trespassing.
You guys want to know a real horror story that'll mess you guys up? This is a true story, and it happened to me.
Is it the fact that in your lifetime you'll eat at least 8 spiders?
That's not true. I saw it on Snapchat
27.
27?
162.
Oh my god, that's more.
That's per
I bet
year.
you've eaten a spider before.
Probably. Listen to this story, and you'll probably think I have too. So, it was one night, I was going to sleep. Like, good night, Mom, good night, Dad. Went and laid down in my bed. I don't know, it was like before, like, I'd been laying down for like 15 minutes and I was like, like right on that border between asleep and awake. And I felt something like touch my face and like I had my covers up like kind of on my cheek.
Oh, God.
So like usually like, when you lay in bed for too long and you're like almost asleep, like you'll feel like something touch your leg or something touch your face and like you think it's just like fuzz or you're like about to fall asleep.
Anything
and stuff.
touch my face, I go like that.
You guys like have had that feeling. You like, it's just like a little, you don't know if it's in your head or if it's like actually happening or something like that. Yeah. So I had that. So I just like scratched my face, laid back down.
Disgusting.
Just kind of, brushed it off. I don't know, a couple minutes later, felt it again. Just kind of scratched my face again. And then at this point, I'm like, that was a little weird. Like, I felt it again. And then, like, time goes on. I'm not asleep yet. And I'm like, God, like, was it fuzz? Is it in my head? Like, God, is it something crawling on me? Is it an ant?
At that point, why did you not sit up?
Yeah,
I was like,
get
this.
up.
Get
God,
up.
it could have been a spider. 3 times the charm, dude. Like, it's like I slapped myself in the face and just like sling the covers up, and I run into the living room, and I'm like in my boxers. My dad is like still up. He's like on the couch, and he's like, "What are you doing, Morgan?" I was like, "Something just crawled on my face. I don't know what it was, but it happened 3 times." And I got really scared. He was like, "Okay." And so I was just like, I think it was in my head, like I'm just gonna go back to sleep.
Well, what is wrong with you?
Well,
what is wrong with you?
Well, I actually fall asleep, and the next day, there's like a spider as big as my palm on my ceiling, alive.
Oh!
You want to talk about?
Oh!
I had a spider crawl on my face, and he was on my ceiling the next day. That's where he was living. Yeah, I killed it.
You let it crawl on your face.
Why did you not sit up? How do you not feel that?
I didn't know, man. It just felt like it was in my head.
What's wrong with you?
Dude, that was like...
Oh.
I was like... Ugh.
That's gross. That's nasty.
Xavier, what's your fear?
I don't have any fears.
I knew somebody had
That's
to
a
say
lie.
it. I almost
I hate it when someone's like, "I'm not scared of anything." Well, that's just a lie right there.
The only thing I'm scared of is not being scared of
It's
anything.
fear itself. No, I don't really know. The things that scare me are like big existential crisis stuff, where it's just like, oh, one day you're going to be completely forgotten, or just like depressing stuff like that. But you know what's not depressing? Leaving 5-star reviews.
Hey.
Since we're on Apple Podcasts now, you guys can leave 5-star reviews, and we actually have our very first review.
We got a review. You
Yeah.
didn't tell us that.
We
have
got
a review.
one.
And I want to
told
read
me, I'm
it.
sorry.
I want to read it to you
I didn't
guys.
know.
All right. So take a listen. This is from one of our listeners. We'll leave it anonymous for right now, but
Does
we
it
want to
say
say
who
thank-
left it?
It says who left it on
Oh.
there. Should we just say
Do
their
we know
name?
the person?
We know.
Nah, let's leave it anonymous.
We'll leave
Wait,
it anonymous.
I don't know that person.
This person knows by the title of their review. 5 stars. The title is "A True Blessing in My Life." Off to a wonderful start. All right.
That's the first
Already-
thing.
already-
Let me
already
read it.
on hot,
Let
already
me
on
read it.
hot.
Let me read it. Let me read it. I did not have a purpose in life before I found Quality Content Podcasts. I look forward to listening to Xavier, Morgan, and Connor every week. They're so relatable. I feel like I am a part of the group. So a part of it that I would like to invite them to Thanksgiving dinner. Sometimes I have no idea what they're talking about, but it's still hilarious. I want my first child to be born to this podcast. I would love to meet them in person one day and hopefully get their autographs or a picture with them. I hope everyone in the world gets to experience this quality content.
What I'm gonna say is that's not an exaggeration at all.
That was
we're
word
that
for
good.
word.
It's word for word. Good description. Here's what I will challenge any listener out there to do. If you want to give us a review,
We'll read it on the podcast.
if you want to give us a good
5-star
if you want to
reviews.
give us a 5-star review, then give us a review. If you don't, just keep that opinion yourself. But but if you want to, I challenge you to write a more flattering review than that.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
want escalating reviews.
That's
from
the
here on out.
challenge. You have to top that.
Yeah.
If anybody can top that, we'll read it.
And
We
then
will read
from
it.
there, you have to top that one.
And we'll give
And
you.
you keep going.
Keep going. Keep
We're
going.
actually gonna do rewards for the best review.
You know what? We will give you a virtual high five.
Yeah.
Maybe even a pat on the back.
And we might even
Virtual.
sell you Q-Bucks.
Maybe a that a boy.
Give you
Ooh.
some Q-Bucks.
Some Q-Bucks.
Maybe we'll
Quality
give you
bucks.
quality bucks.
And it's just, all it is just a ripped up piece of tissue, but we wrote Q on each little piece.
You know what you could buy with $Q? Scary stories.
Q-tips.
Oh,
No,
Morgan.
just scary stories.
not Q-tips.
Scary stories.
And we have a couple of scary stories for you tonight.
We do. Mine aren't that like they're like classic.
Morgan,
you
like
gotta be confident in your story, Morgan.
confident
We're
in
gonna
your
give you
story.
the room. We're gonna let you tell your scary.
All right. Now I don't know how much of a storyteller I am, but we're gonna find out. Okay. So I wrote this one myself. Okay, wrote it last night. I'm just kidding. I didn't write this. It's called The Unheeded Warning. Okay?
Wait, who's it written by?
No clue. I don't think it says. Let me check.
Anonymous.
Ooh.
Anonymous. Yeah.
A ghost.
Okay. So, just a forewarning, I already said it. This is like a classic campfire, like what you would. It's like.
Tell the story.
Okay.
Just tell the story.
All right.
Just tell the story.
All right. So, once upon a time, I had to say that, a young lady was driving home after a long vacation. You know, sometime after midnight. It was raining really, really hard. And as it starts to rain really, really bad, she realizes she's about to run out of gas. The needle's like really close to empty. And she knows that she won't make it home without stopping to get gas. And so she's driving, it's super rainy, and then like through the rain and through the fog, she sees a gas station. And none of the lights are really on, but she knows it's a gas station. So she pulls in, and she's about to fill up her gas tank, and she noticed that it's deserted. It's run down. There's nobody there. The lights are on like a little bit, but you would think nobody's there. So instead of getting out and pumping her gas, she just decides to sit in her car. So she sits there and she's waiting for somebody to show up. So a man appears, okay, and he doesn't look normal. He's got a bunch of scarring on his face. Very kind of scary. He's a scary looking guy. So he walks up. He doesn't really say anything. He just kind of like taps on the window, and he was going to be a gentleman and pump her gas for her. So she rolls down her window and hands him her credit card. So he puts it in the gas tank, fills up her gas tank. Then when it's all done, she's about to, drive off, and he kind of like grunts, and he says that, he kind of points into the store. He points at the card, and he's like shaking his head, he's trying to say that her card didn't work. So she kind of humbles him for a little bit and goes into the store. She's like, okay, like I'll play along. I don't want to be rude. I want to pay for my gas. My card must have not worked for some reason. So he goes into the store with her, and he's trying to talk, but he can't really make out words. He's grunting, he's groaning, and the woman doesn't know what he's saying. And in the back of her head, she's like, man, like whatever accident this guy was in, like must have took his vocal cords with him, because he can't talk. He looks like, his head was, bashed and beaten in. So she's like tries to leave, but he grabs her. He grabs her by the arm and is just grunting. He's, and as time goes on, it gets louder and louder and louder and more aggressive, and she's freaking out at this point. This man that is just shouting at her and has her by the arm. So she manages to just shake loose and run out to her car, and the man chases her out. He busts out the door, he's waving his hands, and then, come back. And she gets in the car, and she cranks it up, and she's driving, and she's like, whew, she takes a deep breath, and she's like, I finally got away from that guy. She looks in her rearview mirror, and she just sees a man sitting there with an axe. And that's the last thing she saw. And at the end of it, she realized the man who couldn't say anything was just trying to warn her not to go back and get into the car.
Ooh.
I tried.
Spooky.
I tried.
Spooky. It was good, Morgan.
I tried to doll it up a little bit.
It was good.
Doll it up a little bit. You really got my fright up.
All right, Morgan. Great story. Connor?
I've always loved monsters, okay? Like monster stories, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, okay? That stuff, too unrealistic for me, okay? But this really is realistic for me.
Oh my god, what is it?
You're not going to expect it. So, it starts on November 12th, 1966. In Clendon, West Virginia. 5 men are digging a grave in a cemetery near Clinton, West Virginia. Above them, low in the trees, they see a man-like figure with no discernible head, fly above them. He's got supposedly around 10-foot wings and bright red eyes. And what this started over from a period between November 12th, 1966 and December 15th, 1967 was hundreds of sightings of this mysterious creature. Hundreds, all around the same city called Point Place, West Virginia. And so the first official that was the first sighting, but the first big one, and the biggest one other than the last one, happens on November 15th, 1966, which is just 3 days after. And it's a few miles away in Point Place, West Virginia. You have two young couples driving through a national forest. What they see when they're driving along, they see a creature walk out, and he looks like a man. He has no discernible head, two bright red eyes, but he's covered in gray fur, and he's got 10-foot wings. And I know you weren't shaking his head. He's like, "This."
I know what this is.
This is unrealistic. I know you know what it is. But here's the thing: they turn around, they drive away, and when they're driving away, they say, if the creature flies after them and easily keeps pace with the car. They get back. They go straight to the police station. The police go out, and they found nothing. But what did happen though is many police officers said there was something in the woods. They could sense it. They could see stuff moving from the corner of their sight, but they didn't get a good view. You had hundreds of sightings. 2 volunteer firemen. It's not like it's random people. It's these are respectable people seeing this creature flying all around. And what ends up happening is, as well, you have people start having these weird nightmares. People who've seen the monster start having these weird nightmares. They say they see death, and they see people drowning, and they see these weird colors too, like red and green. And they say they see it all in this water and people drowning and all this death. And that's what leads me to the next point. So the last sighting of this creature happens on December 15th, 1967. And it happened the night before that. So someone sees the creature standing on the Silver Bridge. It's a bridge connecting West Virginia and Ohio. And it flies away. And that's it. The next day, the bridge collapses. 46 people die, many of them driving back over the bridge from the local mall. And what you have floating up in the water, along with all the body and all the death, are red and green Christmas presents to the top. And that is the history. That is the first sighting. That's the big sightings of the Mothman. Okay, you have 100 people. But this is not the part that I'm really interested in. The interesting part for me happens years later. I think it's about 10 years later. About 10 years later from the original sighting. In the city of 1986, in the city of Pripyat, Russia. What you have happen is you have multiple people report sightings of a strange creature, man-like figure, flying over the city with bright red eyes and, the wings, the classic wings. He's called the Blackbird. They call him the Blackbird. The thing is, though, they reported the police, but the police never got there. And do you know why? Because a couple days later, Reactor 4 at Chernobyl, the town over, blew up. It blew my mind when I first read that. So you have and he's called the Blackbird of Chernobyl. On September 6th, 2001, in New York City, on a crane high above the city, people reported seeing a strange bird-like figure standing there. 5 days later, September 11th attack happens. You have it right here. In 2007, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, people report seeing a strange bird-like figure on the Interstate 35 bridge. A few days later, 13 people die and 145 people are injured when the bridge collapses. In April 10th, 2009, residents of a small Mexican town called La Huanta in the Mexican state of Chihuahua, people started reporting strange creature. A couple weeks later, swine flu outbreak. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of creepy, okay? It weirds me out.
It is a little creepy.
It's a little creepy, guys.
I'll bite.
You'll bite.
I'll bite.
I don't necessarily believe in the Mothman, but it kind of weirds me out.
What if the Mothman is just the angel of death? That's what it sounds
The
like.
thing that gets me about...
Oh my gosh.
That's the thing. Like, a lot of people think the Mothman's, like, not even a monster. It's, like, a spirit or something. The thing that gets me about, like, monsters like that is, like... Because, like, Bigfoot or, like, the Loch Ness Monster, it's, like, hundreds of years of people, like, saying they see something in the woods. You know, it's always like that. But, like, when you have, like, a small period of time where it happens and then it stops, that's what gets me, like, that seems more realistic to me. Like, you had over 100 people reporting sightings in one small town. Like, everywhere.
So why does it make it more believable if for a short amount of time a lot of people say they saw it?
Huh? It makes total sense to me. Like, an example would be also, like, in the 1700s, people saw the Jersey Devil over, like, a span of, like, 45 years. And then after that, nobody ever saw it again.
What makes that more believable?
To me, that's more believable. It's like hundreds of people seeing it, then the creature just dies. And it's gone. See what I'm saying?
I guess when I hear that when people see something for a short amount of time and then it goes away, I feel like it's like a trend. People say they saw it, other people want to say they saw it, and then the trend fizzes out.
Well, see, that's the thing that gets me about the Mothman more than any other of the things, is that this one was like, you had similar reports. When I read the Chernobyl thing, I was like, the fuck? Because that one's pretty shocking. Like, that one was shocking, and it's like, that is like, because they had no reason to even know about that. You know, they're in Russia. They don't know about the Mothman.
Yeah.
There's no way.
That's definitely a kicker.
The only thing that I know is that if I ever see the Mothman, I'm just going to leave town. Like, that's how I know something bad's about to happen.
I feel like if you see the Mothman, it's already too late.
Yeah, I'm dead.
There's no escape.
The Mothman kind of scares me, okay? He kind of spooks me.
That is kind of scary. He kind of sounds like Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
You guys ever seen that movie?
Oh, I love that movie.
Oh, man. I used to watch that as a kid all the time.
Jeepers Creepers.
Xavier, do you have anything you want to say about a scary story?
The scariest story of all is how climate change destroyed the earth and we did nothing about it.
I knew somebody was going to say that. I knew somebody was going to say some bullshit like that.
You think climate change is bullshit?
God,
I already said it.
The Mothman's been flying around to warn us.
Guys, I think I see the Mothman right there.
What would you just do if you turned around and you saw the Mothman right now? I'd probably die.
I had to turn around and look.
I knew he'd turn around and look.
He's gonna feel something on his face, and then he's gonna wake up in the morning and the Mothman's just on the ceiling.
Oh my god!
I think for me the scariest thing is like the scariest thing in my eyes, in like necessarily or like for scary stories, is like just like humans being capable of like doing really bad stuff. Like that kind of stuff really scares me though. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Scooby-Doo taught us that.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo taught us that.
Mm-hmm.
But,
We're
like,
the monsters.
Humans really are the monsters. Like, if you really look at the world, like, humans are the monsters.
Yeah.
Like, they just go and, like, think of how many animals, like, how many creatures in the world view us as, like, monsters.
Guys, this just got real dark.
You know what I mean?
Real fast.
Like, how many creatures just view us as, like, those, like, they see us like, oh, it's time to die.
Except for, spiders.
Except for spiders. They're
Spiders
just
are spiders. There's
Spiders are
humans,
brave.
and then there's spiders. They're the real monsters out there.
Mhm.
They're the ones that actually want us dead.
I feel no remorse.
No, none whatsoever.
Or snakes either.
It's a-
serpents.
basilisks.
Don't give a damn.
Slytherin.
It's in an endless war against spiders. Spiders and humans will fight.
I would rather like wrestle an alligator
Then wrestle
than
a spider.
than wrestle a spider. Like if they were the same size.
Okay, Morgan, you're dead. Either way, but sure. I mean, you might live with a spider, but
Dude,
knowing your story, you'll probably let it bite you 3 times, and
He'll get in a car with it in the back seat.
he's like, "What's this biting me?" And then he's dead.
Ever since that day, man, I hated spiders. It was.
I'm gonna put a fake spider above Morgan's bed, and he's gonna like really freak
He's
out.
gonna scream. He's gonna cry.
So, in going back to scary movies, this is actually like, really, really bad. I think me and Xavier briefly talked about it the other day. My parents let me watch so many terrible scary movies, like before I should have been watching them. I watched Freddy vs. Jason,
Oh yeah.
and my parents were like, "Cover your eyes, cover your ears. Don't say that word, Morgan."
I feel bad you had
watched-
to watch that movie. It's so bad.
I watched that as a little kid too, and I was just like, but now I love scary movies, so I don't know. Maybe it's just like,
Reverse effect.
yeah. Some people it works, some people it
really
don't.
messed up, Mom.
But you know, it'd be nice if you guys told us what was your favorite scary story of the night.
And if you
Are you interested in the Mothman, or are you interested in
Whatever.
the gas station creep? Leave it in the comments. Check out our Instagram page, our Facebook, our Twitter. We're working on our Reddit page soon. Leave us 5-star reviews and try to one-up that wonderful comment that our fan had
It
left
was so
us.
sweet,
If you
but-
can one-up that, we'll read it on the next episode.
Yes.
And I hope you all have a spooky October and a creepy Halloween.